What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast. And tonight, I got a real special guest in the building. This is one of my Sound Clash friends. This man right here, he plays one of the most consistent and the baddest songs out of Toronto. You know who we have in the building tonight? We have Pablo from Soul Survival in the building tonight. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, Muscle, man?
I'm good, bro. What you dealing with?
I'm here, man. I'm great, man. I'm great.
Thank you so very much for coming through, you know what I mean?
No, man, it's an honor. Respect, man.
No, man. I said, that's why when I called you, I said, okay, let me call Pablo. From I called you, 1, 2, you said, okay, you know what? I'm down right away.
Ready.
And that's what I respect.
Respect me.
You know what I mean? Soul Survival, eh?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. How did you guys even come up for the name of the song?
All right, so the Soul come from the Soul City originally.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We used to go to Soul City dances, you know, and as the younger generation. And we used to rate the sound as a sound system from speaker box to amplifiers to right down to the dub plates. And one thing was they always had live artists on the sound.
So, Soul City?
Soul City.
Okay.
So you'd go to like a house party and you'd see, music would play till in the early morning. And then you'd see these singers like Donovan Champion and Barker B. And Screech and Nice. And I remember seeing Courtney Melody. There was a lot of people that passed through in that time period. Okay. You know what I mean? So coming up, we seen this live and we said, wow, that was an aspect of it that we really liked, And, we had friends amongst us that were aspiring artists at the time. Okay. And wanted to get on that platform, you know what I mean, in front of, all these older people, our older peers, so to speak, and showcase our talents. You know what I mean? So we always had that in mind we had the sound in mind. Yeah. That's where the soul came from, was the Soul City. Right? Yeah. The survival came from, the difference was we wanted to be a war sound. Yes. Soul City was a juggling machine. You know what I mean? Which had a following and, the whole sound system aspect. We wanted to take it to the clashing vibes. We wanted to war. There was a lot of local even sounds in the area that we wanted to compete against and be the best.
Who were some other songs around those times?
You had a song called High Voltage at the time. Okay. That was around. And then you had Ultima. Ultima Rock. They were, a juggling sound that was bad at the time too. That was cutting some dubs. So those were the first two sounds that we really took on at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Crazy.
That's big right there. And what area does Soul Survival actually originally come from?
Originally, it's from Don Mills and Eglinton. Yeah. Flemington Park.
Flemington Park, the original Flemo. Yes, you know what I mean? Definitely. You see, the funny thing with it, I could even ask you, when it comes to Flemo, we consider Flemo like Scarborough, even though you guys are more North York. What do you say you guys are basically like considered Scarborough also?
Well, if you live in Flemington Park, your address says Don Mills. Yeah. Because in those days, wherever the post office was, whether you was, in Etobicoke or Weston or so-and-so, it would say that. But it is North York. Yeah. It's on the tip of Scarborough. So, our neighbors would be Victoria Park, Palmer Court, and all these places go right up the line. So, we were always, especially to people from the West End and people that are not that familiar, they always consider Flemington Park as Scarborough. So, a lot of people consider it Scarborough as well.
Yeah, you guys are cousins. You guys are, if we're going to say Flemo, definitely 100%, Scarborough 100%.
Next door neighbors.
You know what I mean?
mean?
That's what it is. How long has the song been around now? When did you guys actually build it?
Originally started in 1997. That's when we cut our first dub plate. That's when we played our first dance,
Okay, in 97?
97, yeah.
What was your first dub you cut?
The first dub we ever cut would have been, it was a dub session where we brought a lot of the area artists that we were working with live at the time. Yeah. We said, we got to get this on dub, you know what I mean? Because when we started our sound again, we had our own circle of entertainers and our little friends that was DJing at the time and singing at the time. So we wanted to get a chance to showcase that as well, right? So that's how we started out, was juggling in the hopes of clashing one day with live entertainment at some part of the night. Okay. Right? Till it got to the point where we said, well, we have to record some of these artists. So we went down to Collie B studio one day. And, you go to Collie B studio, he had the little door, you know what I mean? You had to kind of drop down to get inside Collie B studio, you know what I mean? And there was Collie B, you know what I mean, with the raccoon tail hat on. And the dub cutting machine. And them times it was straight to plate. So mistakes were not really an option, you know what I mean? And that day we cut Toba Chung,
Rest in peace,
Rest in
Toba
peace
Chung.
to Toba Chung.
Yeah.
We brought Blessed along.
Okay.
And we had GCP, which was like a rap group at the time. We had
JB and those guys.
A bunch of boys. Yeah, you know what I mean? So we cut a portion of dubs the day, you know? And
Wow.
yeah.
That's big right there. So, wow. JB, GCP, Blessed, Toba Chung. That was originally where everything started for Soul Survival.
That's correct.
Wow, that's big right there, especially if a lot of people aren't familiar with somebody like Toba Chung.
Yeah.
Toba Chung was amazing artist.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
And he was from Flemo side.
He was from Flemo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's honor working with those people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
And I remember even Blessed, you guys featured a lot of Blessed in the beginning days too.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, in those times, we had our artists that we were showcasing. Blessed was definitely one of them, you know what I mean? From the days of him actually was Peter P.
Yes.
Before he was Blessed, you know what I mean? So yeah, from those times, definitely, yeah. And Blessed was a big part of the sound in the early part, definitely.
You're right. And what was the first clash that you guys ever did?
Well, the first clash, back in those times, they weren't, you know, official clashes like how they are now. I would say, you know, more commercial style of a clash. It would just happen, or, you know, it'd be word of mouth that we're going to be clashing this evening, a certain sound. So the first sound we ever clashed was Ultima.
Okay.
Yeah, we clashed them in Flemington Park.
Yeah.
It was a planned thing. Everybody knew it was going to happen. You know, it went down. We won, you know what I mean? From there, we clashed. The second sound we clashed was a sound out in the West, Tree Star.
Tree Star?
Yeah.
I think they were from like Vaughan Road or Eglinton or something like that.
At the time, it was Lakeshore in Etobicoke, out that side. So I'm not positive if it was the same Tree Star. There's a lot of stars out there, and a lot of people will say they're my star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So only a star out there. I mean, I say Tree Star lose one eye star that night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and from that, it just kind of, you know, it went on to more of a spontaneous type of clash, where you'd go to a club like 560, Tropical Beach, and these places, and end up getting yourself in a war tonight.
Just out of the blue. Random.
Just so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And who were the original members on Soul Survival?
So the original members on Soul Survival was myself, Dennis Rankin, who was the older brother of Toba Chung.
Okay.
And Beagle.
Yeah.
Mikey. Right? From shortly after that was Mouse as well. Mouse became the MC, Little Mouse.
Yes, guy. I forgot now that you're saying it.
And
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, because I remember, because even when you say places like HHMS and those type of places there, that was almost like you guys' house. You see when Soul Survival steps in?
Yeah.
Buddy, it's a different ball game in HHM. Because that was right down the road, because you said Palmer Court, and that was right beside Palmer Court. So then that's VP. You guys are right down the road, so you guys control.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we definitely felt at home there, you know what I mean? Definitely, yeah.
That was big there. Let me even backtrack a bit. Even you now. I want to focus on you a bit.
No problem.
When did you fall in love with reggae music? When did it really touch your soul and say, you know what? I love this music here.
Man, it would have had to been like the summer of grade 8 going into grade 9.
Okay.
Going into high school. A couple of my high school friends, we decided we were going to DJ. One of my friends had one turntable, a Techniques turntable.
Okay.
So we decided we were going to DJ, and what we would do is we'd go, you know, weekend to weekend. When the girls' parents would go away for the weekend, we'd keep a party at the house. And we kind of became, you know, the local celebrities amongst the schoolers, you know what I mean? So we got popular, you know, from Danforth to East York to Scarborough, all up and down Mills Road. We'd play house parties, you know what I mean? For free. Yeah. That's a funny thing.
Yeah.
We weren't charging. I mean, it was great.
You just wanted to get in.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had a Radio Shack mixer, a realistic mixer.
Yeah.
We had one Techniques turntable, and we had a little sound effects box.
Yeah.
It had a rooster on there, and it had a gunshot and a bomb.
Classic.
You know what I mean?
Classic.
So that's what we were working with at that time.
Yeah.
Was one turntable, you know, when we started out.
And what was the sound that you were actually, so you were an artist when you first started then?
No, I was always a selector.
Okay.
Yeah. We called that sound Spin Love. I personally didn't come up with the name.
Of course we know that song. You know what I mean?
So that was the start of it. That would have been grade 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long did Spin Love last for?
Approximately 2 years.
Yeah. Okay, it was short.
2 years. It was a short period
Yeah.
of time. Short and spicy.
Yeah, I remember. Listen, when you say Spin Love, you have Spin Love, you have Lone Star, you have. There was so many other songs around that time. That was around that time, which was also Red Flame was around the same time also.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And it almost seemed like certain times Spin Love and Red Flame would kind of hang out from time to time.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's how I got involved with Red Flame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when Spin Love kind of parked up,
Yeah.
that's when, we met Spider, right? And Spider used to keep auditions
What
at
do
his
you mean?
garage
Yeah.
out in Malvern, right?
Yeah.
So we said, okay, we're going to ready up. That time, Blessed and Lindo P, they were
Yes.
artists.
Yeah.
Right? Although, Lindo P had been selecting from before that as well, Lone
Yeah.
Star, like you mentioned and stuff. But, he used to keep auditions, you know what I mean? So we went up there and I played music. Lindo and Blessed also DJ'd for him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it became there was something that started there that day.
Yeah.
So he said, you know what, I'm gonna work with you guys. I became a box boy on Red Flame originally. So it was
You
a
were on Red
process.
Flame, bro?
Yes, I was on Red Flame. That's how I really got the love for the reggae music. But Spin Love, we played reggae, but we also played hip hop. We played R&B.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the first record I ever bought was Soul to Soul.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Back to Life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where it started. And we used to rock the party with the Back to Life with the one turntable. It had was a 12-inch.
Yeah.
And on the one side, it had the instrumental and the a cappella.
Yes.
And on the next side, it had the album cut. It had like a dance music cut and maybe like an extended version. Well, we didn't have all that many records at that time because we were using lunch money.
Yeah.
At that time, we used to cut class and we used to go down to Carnival Records.
Wow. Right
up the
by
stairs on Young Street.
Carnival was Young Street. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's originally where we used to go. And we couldn't buy that many records, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? We had to tuck a couple in the backpack, you know what I mean? I think it was
Fix
us that
up.
maybe
Yeah.
caused them to get mirrors in
Yeah.
the place, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's where we started.
Yeah.
Was buying a few records and we didn't have that many. So throughout the party, you might hear the album cut at 12 o'clock. By 1:30, we might drop the dance mix on you of the same song.
God, there's only so much music that you could play.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. And then you got to Red Flame. So you said you were a box boy on Red Flame.
Yeah, man. When I came around Red Flame, it was a real learning process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Spider, I learned a lot from that sound. You know what I mean? That was a sound now that had a lot of dub plates.
Yeah.
That was into the clashing.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? That's where I got the love for the clashing from. Was witnessing from the cutting of the dubs to the preparation to the. Those days it meant something to be part of a sound.
Of course.
You know what I mean? There was a status that came with that. You know what I mean? And it was something. It was a time that I'm very glad to be a part of.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that as much as we love the music, it's a lot different now
100%.
than it was at that time. Yeah.
That's crazy. And how long were you actually on Red Flame for?
Again, it was about two summers.
Yeah.
That I was with Red Flame. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The only time I played Red Flame was I played an early warm for Red Flame.
Yeah.
In a party, there was King Turbo, Berry Culture, all these sounds who were established sounds at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I played the early warm, thinking I was gonna play the dance.
Yeah.
Well, once King Turbo and Berry Culture and all the big sounds came in, Spider took over at that point. So I can tell you there was the one dance that I did play for Red Flame. Otherwise, my name is called up in a lot of the dubs at that time. It was part of the process of, cutting the dubs, lifting up the box, reaching the dance, being there early, setting up. Those days, like we were talking about, there was the sound effects machine. There was also the drum machine.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So sometimes I would work the drum machine. I got bad on it.
Okay.
Bust a couple buttons along the way.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, you know what I mean? And then there was also the sound effects box that we spoke about earlier. You know what I mean?
With the rooster and the siren effect and all of those stuff there.
Exactly. Red Flame had it too.
Yeah.
Then you needed a man to wipe off the records at that time. Because even at that time, we would spray records if they didn't sound right. All the dubs were getting sprayed with water. So someone had to wipe those off, put them back in their case and appropriately. So it was a whole process. And I was glad to be part of that process because I learned a lot.
No, that's big. Red Flame, Big Bad Red Flame.
The Big Bad Red
You know what I
Flame.
mean? From those times. So I guess, okay, so you did Spin Love for a bit.
Right.
You did Red Flame for a bit. And then I guess after that is when you decided to build Soul Survival?
Exactly. After that is when I decided to build Soul Survival. All along, you know, I was amongst Heavyweight for a little while. Learned a lot from Ronnie Culture as well.
What?
Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Was amongst Ronnie Culture for a little bit as well. Learned from him. He's a great DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Knowledgeable guy. So, you know, and made some cassettes with Heavyweight and again organized the dubs, cut a few dubs. You know what I mean? Never played a dance for Heavyweight.
Okay.
And then at that point, you know, like I said, always being around Soul City, and that's where the soul came from. We said, you know what? We've got artists around us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've got people that rate us. Let's start our own thing. Let's feature these Canadian artists.
Yeah.
Cut some dubs from Jamaica. Put them on the same rhythm. Try to package it up. You know what I mean? Present it to the people.
Yeah, because I know you guys were one of the early songs to really start cutting a lot of Canadian artists.
This
Because
is
one
true.
time you would have like King Turbo, they would cut couple. Yes, they had the Jeffrey Bumper and the Slack Irie and all those stuff there, but they
Jeffrey
wouldn't.
Judah.
Yeah,
Big up Jeffrey Judah. Yeah, man.
But you wouldn't. There wasn't anybody, even Red Flame too. They cut a couple of Canadian local artists, but there was nobody that had as much as you guys did at any one time.
I would believe that would be true. We really tried to push the Canadian aspect of it, being a Canadian sound, you know what I mean? That we tried to push the Canadian artists. That's something that I don't see now in the business as much as we used to see.
Yeah.
Sounds affiliated with artists, so to speak. You know what I mean?
That's true. You'd see they'd cut out one off. We know, okay, Lindo has a hot song, so they're going to go cut Lindo. Blessed has a hot song. Whoever else has a hot song, they're going to go cut it. But nobody says, okay, you know what? This is my artist. Every time we play, you're going to hear 2, 3, 4, 5 of these guys.
Exactly.
I even see right now to this day, you guys even cut like a lot of Esco Levi and stuff like that.
Esco, I have to big up Esco, the Juno gods, you know what I mean? Definitely, yeah. Esco are one of our artists too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We, like I said, there's so many artists. There's a lot of Canadian artists that we have on dub. I mean, from Mishi Me right down the line.
Bro, you have Miss Me on dub, bro?
Definitely, man. That's a Canadian artist. That's a Canadian icon.
The
You know what I
queen.
mean? The queen. We have so much talent here in Canada around us, you know what I mean? And sometimes I feel that it's not utilized to the fullest that it could be. You know what I mean? So again, yeah, I mean, from the Toba Chungs to the even Blacker Rose to the Lindo P's. Lindo P was there as an artist as well from the beginning on dub, to the Blesseds, to the Humble Lions, to the list goes on and on and on. You know what I mean?
And you guys were featuring them like that.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So then now you guys said, okay, you wanted to build a sound. You guys build a sound, did the clash with Ultima and all that stuff there. When did you guys go from local to now into the big league where people are really noticing, okay, this sound is bad? What was the first clash that really brought you
You
guys
don't
there?
say it was Ron Nelson.
Ron Nelson?
It was Ron Nelson in 2011. Would have been the first organized clash, so to speak. He called us for Fully Loaded.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? I think there was like 2 or 3 spaces left.
Yeah.
We got the call.
Yeah.
Sure, we took the date, you know what I mean? Excited about it. Ended up winning. Definitely wasn't the pick to win.
And this was the 2011 Fully Loaded.
2011 Fully Loaded.
Walk us through that night there. Where did they actually keep that clash there?
They kept that clash on in Brampton, man. What was the place called again, man? Oh,
I think I know. It wasn't the Zone 1 place. It was like another one-away place where they didn't use it too much.
Man, it kind of looked like a barn.
Yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, and they kept it there. And there was a lot of sounds in it that year. There was Outkast, Don Rankin, there was Climax, there was many of them, you know what I mean? Kevlar Tone and a bunch more. Bunch of bad songs.
Yeah.
Bunch of bad songs.
And then I guess, okay, they put you guys were one of the last songs to actually get in. You guys walked in the place. So what was the mood from you guys walked into the place of Fully Loaded that night?
Boy, I remember the night, Muscle. There was a sound from Texas named Super Gold.
Yes.
I hadn't heard of Super Gold the night.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we had cut maybe 4 or 5 bounties. So we thought, okay.
Yeah.
We our bounties, we have to use them wisely.
Yeah.
So, you know, Super Gold plays before us, and we've been hearing about this big bad sound from Texas that's got all these tunes. One of the biggest boxes in the world, probably, argumentatively for sake. And, you know, the first round, Super Gold plays before us. I mean, they wheeled off about 100 bounties. Knocked out a couple of the few that we had, and we said, wow, it's going to be a long night. You know what I mean? So I remember that. I remember a lot of sounds did well that night.
Yeah.
That night we also for the first night, we were introducing Junior Selector.
Okay.
Okay, so he was at that time like 14 years old.
Yeah.
Right? So, there was a little bit of lash, so to speak, from the public at that time as to we should not be bringing a 14-year-old into a rough environment as such. Where is this child's parents?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Not knowing that this child's parents is in the dance.
They brought him. Yeah.
Nobody can't do this child nothing. You know what I mean? We're there with him. And we don't kill champion, we build champion.
Of course.
And, we brought Junior Selector forth at that time. He was definitely the youngest selector at that time that had done it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, and coming out with this young kid, a lot of these guys thought that they were going to run over us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that this kid might not have the knowledge of music that he does. Mm-hmm. To be playing music that was voiced long before he was born and to actually have knowledge of it. Mm-hmm. It was an amazing thing to see. Big.
And who was actually playing the song that night there?
That night, Junior Selector was playing the sound.
Yeah.
And Bumpy Rage was the MC.
Okay.
So we had recently, at that time, we had recently acquired Bumpy Rage as an MC.
Yeah.
So, he was at the time, he was in training of being an MC.
Yeah.
And Junior was in training of being a WAR selector.
So you have two people that's training right now that the spotlight's on right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
Instantly from that night. Mm-hmm. So, then again the next year, 2012, win again.
Who did thing there? Okay, the 2011, who did it come down to? Was there actually dub for dub or what happened in the 2011 one?
Dub for dub with Outkast.
With Outkast?
Yep.
Okay, so then that's where the whole rivalry with you and Outkast really started.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was in Brampton as well, which was Outkast territory at that time. They had many fans.
Yeah.
I must say. It was a sound that many people was following. Bad sound, Outkast.
Of course.
Bad sound. So
wow.
It was definitely a challenge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you defeated them in the 2011, and then clearly you're the champion, so you're coming back to 2012.
Correct.
So what was the difference in the 2012 now? Because you guys are more seasoned now. A year passed. Mm-hmm. You guys know what you're doing. What was the real difference with the 2012 versus the 2011?
I would say, there wasn't a lot of difference. Many of the same sounds were on it. I believe it was minus the Climax and minus the Super Gold. There were some other sounds that was added. But, it was Outkast, Don Rankin, and many others, top quality sounds at the time. You know what I mean?
And what did you guys use that night? What was the game plan going in, and what did you guys use to actually win for 2 times back-to-back?
Well, I think the first night, the Junior Selector aspect was definitely a surprise to people. They thought it would be a walkover. Mm-hmm. So the next year was more of they knew what was coming at them now, so they were prepared for it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as much of dissing the young selector. It was more of knowing that this selector is bad, giving him his credit.
Yeah.
Right? So he had proven himself to be definitely a threat at that point. Again, Bumpy Rage was also had the experience of the year before and so on and so forth. So, boiled down to Outkast, we won.
Hold on. So 2 years back to back, it came down to you guys and Outkast.
Yes, 2011 and 2012.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy right there. And what's the chances of that happening where you guys keep meeting and you guys keep beating them? You know what I mean?
Like I said, both clashes were in Brampton.
Yeah.
And Outkast was hot at the time.
Yeah.
And Outkast had a fan base. I don't know if that had anything to do with the dance being kept there.
Okay.
But so to speak, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So there was definitely an obstacle at that point. You know what I mean? As well as some other songs. I can't quite recall at the time, but there were some other songs that definitely had fans.
Okay.
At that time, following them. So at that time we didn't have as many. So it was more of an uphill battle for us.
Yeah.
Right? We were new in the clash industry. So.
And do you remember what dub was the final decision maker that you guys played? Say, yes, this is it right here.
I know the Dennis Brown definitely did some damage in Tune for Tune. We also had a John Holt at the time.
Yeah.
Sound Boy Come to Soul Survival School. That one there did damage the night as well. And a few Marcia Griffiths.
Yeah.
Did some damage as well.
Okay, so it was more foundation, hardcore dubs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It boiled down to the foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, because if you looked over the years, you guys, how many times do you think you clashed with Outkast?
Otherwise, from that, there was another time that we had clashed, but neither of us had won that clash. I believe it was one of the Badadan clashes.
Yes, that's the one, and you'd go to Europe if you win that one.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man, that's big right there. Wow. So then, okay, the first two Fully Loadeds, and then what was the next step in the Soul Survival careers?
After that, I believe I have to say big up to Randy and Jill, because I believe it was Randy and Jill after that had contacted us. We got involved in the Sound Rage series.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
And do you remember what year that was?
You know, I can't tell you the year muscle. I can tell you, say it was at Hickory House. So those are the days when Hickory House was alive and well, you know what I mean, in Scarborough. Yeah, that dance was with Magash and Lionheart and Stepper's Choice.
Yeah.
And it was us and Stepper's Choice in the end. It was kind of an abrupt ending to that clash. There was no tune for tune.
Yeah.
They gave it to Stepper's Choice. That was the first Sound Rage that we were in.
Yeah.
So we got called again the next year, I believe. And we were up against Twin Star and Yared from America.
Yeah.
We win that one as well.
Yeah.
I think that was 2016 by this time.
Okay.
We win that one as well.
So you guys have a good 5 years of clashing under your belt by the time you reach here. So then you guys know what you're doing right now.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? When it comes to some of the trophies in your box, all right, what would you say is your most cherished trophy that you guys have won?
Wow, that's hard to say, Muscle.
Yeah.
That's hard to say. You know what I
one
mean?
that you know you played your heart out for, or something happened, something that just sticks in your heart.
Well, I mean, one of the more recent ones, the most recent one actually that really sticks to me is the Delta Force. Just because Delta Force is a sound that I was listening to from cassette days, Muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And being the original cassette man at the place, you must know. Enough of them cassette, you may get them from. Okay? Enough of them cassette did mark 2-line on it.
Yeah.
And, the days of the Delta Forces and the Lee's Unlimited and these songs, the Road Stars. And we used to love these songs and listen to these songs,
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. To beat Delta Force to me was a big thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
No, but then that's big right there, because I think that dance actually kept, it was last year, late last year it actually kept. Who won that clash?
We won.
You guys won?
Yeah.
All right. What was it like in that clash? What was the hardest part of actually winning that clash here?
Well, I would say, that sound has so much classic music, man. Nicodemus and Buju's like crazy.
We say they have the Nicodemus and those there.
Yeah, man, they have some great Nicodemus. They have, Buju Endlessly, the Hammer Mouths, and all the great songs from the late 80s to the early 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're fully loaded, I must say. Mm-hmm. Delta Force was in Canada at one time, too. I know a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, Delta Force was in Canada. Again, in the early 90s, they used to play with Soul Action and some of them songs.
So that's the same Delta Force?
It's the same Delta Force. That was a branch of the same Delta Force. They have the same
did not know that. I didn't know that.
So the sound is originally from Trelawney.
Yeah.
Right? I have to say big up to Maggie, Maggie Sounds too. It comes from a place in Falmouth.
Yeah.
I think it's called Bunty Hall.
Yes.
Where they come from. But that sound is from the 80s, you know what I mean? And they've been cutting songs for many, many years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Delta Force. So what was the deciding factor to actually win that clash here?
I think with winning that clash, the team came up with a strategy, because he calls himself, the person that was playing the sound, his name is Roundhead. Yeah. You know what I mean? Bad selector and thing. And his thing was, he calls himself the shoes boss.
Yeah.
Or the shoes god.
Yeah.
And he would come out with these, a bright, outlandish, sparkling shoes.
Yeah.
So, we realized, boy, to kill the man, you have to kill the shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we link up Reggie and we say, yo, so we want to cut some General B.
Yeah.
Because General B have a song. Some boy body in them new pants and them new shoes and can't defend it. From that song play, the whole vibes change. Because the man play a first round where, me I tell you, about $1 million worth of dub plate flying in the first round. So we did have to find a weapon designed for take him out.
You see, in today's market, it's not really about money right now. it's more about strategy and knowing how to play what you have. Because right now, everybody could get anybody right now. There's nobody that you cannot get.
No, there's
you know what I
nobody
mean?
you can't get.
So then you understood we have to use our mind in this one here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Creativity, you know what I mean? I think creativity usually wins because it's something that is possibly lacking in the business right now, Muscle. You know what I mean? As you said, everybody has access to the top artists and the most current music and the up-to-date music, you know?
Yeah.
So it could be, you can break it down to a money factor and say, whoever has such and such amount of money can have such and such songs. But it's the way you cut the song. It's the rhythm that you put the songs on. It's the lyrics that you design, right? These are the things that determine creativity. You know?
Because it's no longer where it comes down to, we spent $10,000 on dub. That doesn't mean anything anymore at all.
Not in this day
Nobody
and age.
cares. You know what I mean? Nobody cares.
No, not in this day and age, man.
It's like I even remember when Garnet Silk died. This is probably like 93 time. You know how hard we tried to get Garnet Silk? You know how hard, and we could not get him. We ended up getting Alton Black, and we were so mad. It's like, yes, we want Garnet Silk. You know what I mean? And then after this is okay, we got something in our box here. But that just goes to show, but if that fast forward now to like 2020, 2019, I got to just check you on Facebook. I know somebody that's running a dub program. I could get anybody right now.
Well, I mean, this is what it is. Nowadays, it's like shopping. It's like grocery shopping. I mean, these guys can go online. They can see a list of artists and a list of prices and pick what they want. And, you know, you send the money, you transfer the money, it drops in your email. We're not really from that era. See, the era when we first started cutting dub plates, we had to actually get on a plane and fly to Jamaica. Now, to get some of these artists, it was nothing like today because there was not internet in those days. So you couldn't just look them up. You had to find somebody that knew them, knew where they were. I mean, there's so many stories we could get into. When I first cut Cobra, we went to Portmore to go look for Cobra. We went to Cobra's yard. And you know what I mean? I think we might have even woke Cobra the day. Said, we need some dubs. He said, okay, at such and such a time, meet me at Record Factory Studio. We're going to do the dubs. And so it be. Sometimes you'd go to artists' yard and they're not there. You'd have to say, Mommy, we want to cut some song with your picnic. Where him there? You understand what I mean?
Crazy.
Sometimes you had to go through a rusty shank or a rusty cutlass. Sometimes you had to go through a road dog or a road manager to get to some of these artists. So it wasn't as accessible as it is today. Which again, I mean, to have a dub from Alton Black is something. You know what I mean? Is really something.
No, you're right, because even then, remember, you'd go to like a jammy studio or something, and just the energy, the vibe, to hear your dub getting cut right there, and as you said, it's going straight to plate, it's a different feeling.
Definitely.
Different feeling.
Definitely. And there were so many artists at the time that used to hang out at the studio because that was the way that they ate, right? So they would be at the studios, and you'd go to the studio with something in mind, and you may leave the studio with something totally different.
100% agreed.
You know what I mean? You may sit at the studio for hours, you know, waiting upon a certain artist, or end up getting an artist that you didn't even have in mind. But I mean, that was the vibes at that time. You know what I mean?
You're 100% right. Since we're talking about dubs, tell me 3 of your favorite dubs in your box.
3 of my favorite dubs? Wow. Okay.
And why?
Well, one of my favorite dubs, I would have to say, is Barry Brown.
Okay.
Right? The reason why is because I rate Barry Brown as a singer, and I got the opportunity to voice my Barry Browns live. You know what I mean? I went to Jamaica, met Barry Brown, voiced Barry Brown at the studio. I believe it was Record Factory at that time. That we voiced Barry Brown. And, you know, went back a few years later in mind to voice more Barry Brown, and was so disappointed to hear that the man had passed away. You know what I mean? So, again, thankful for the opportunity to meet him and be able to voice the dubs then. So, yeah, I mean, the Barry Brown means a lot to me. I think the Dennis Browns, them, definitely mean a lot just because of how he grew to be, you know, the crown prince of reggae music, and his dubs became so, I don't want to say rare, but they're like gems in the business, you know, as well as Garnet Silk and a few others, you know what I mean? And I'd say the third would probably be Baby Wayne. Again.
Yes, guy. Old Scalawa.
because of the experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of cutting the dub, going to Sapphire Studio, meeting Baby Wayne, you know, dealing with Wayne and just how Wayne steals his antics. You know what I mean?
Different character, you know.
Definitely a character, you know what I mean? And actually getting the dub plate, it was like a mission. You know what I mean? As I remember a few times being 19, 20 years old and, you know, survival in the early days and getting on a plane, going to Jamaica. I mean, people our age we knew weren't doing these things.
No way.
They thought we were crazy.
100%.
With a cool $5 or a cool $8,000 in your pocket, say, you're going to go cut dub plates. You don't know where you're staying.
In a foreign country, boss.
In a foreign country. You don't know where you're staying. I mean, we were in hotels. We stayed with friends. You know what I mean? In some terrible places as well. You know what I mean? Just to get dub plates. We put ourselves in the line of fire many times. You know what I mean? And again, we didn't realize what we were doing or where we were. We just loved the music so much that the music brought us to some places that we didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember one time I was in Jamaica amongst Junior Cat.
Yes.
Said he was going to bring us to a bar. We went to meet a man by the name of Mikey Slew.
Yeah.
I will never forget that day. That was down in Rockfort Gardens.
Yeah.
And the day we went down there, you know, there was a group of people outside that had gathered around.
Okay.
And I mean, I kind of felt some eyes on me, you know. And Cat said to me, boy, Pablo, no feel no way, you know.
Yeah.
Some of them people are not see white people in real life yet, you know. TV alone, them see them, you know. So,
yeah.
I mean, this was back before the days of the movie Belly, for instance. So when you seen when the car was driving out Muscle and all the kids were running with the car and wait till the car stop at the next intersection or lights, banging on the window, begging you a change and all these things. These are the things that we seen and we went through in real life.
Real life.
So we experienced a lot of things to get these dubs. And that's why they mean something to us till this day. You know what I mean?
No, you're 100% right. And even now you brought up Belly with Louis Rankin. I know you guys did a lot of work with Louis Rankin also. You know what I mean? Give us some stories, you guys, when you guys were around Louis Rankin.
Oh, man. I mean, I could tell you a lot of stories about Louis. Again, Louis was a character himself, you know what I mean?
1,000%.
Great artist, great actor, you know what I mean? In 2015, I was amongst, again, Louis Rankin, Junior Cat, Glenn Ricks.
Okay.
Gotta say big up to Glenn Ricks, you know, first black man to win a Juno in Canada.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's big. And another artist what I worked amongst extensively, you know what I mean, in his career. But at that time, we got a call because Louis was involved in a movie.
Okay.
They were shooting a movie which still hasn't come out, but it is in the process of coming out. Because some of these films take quite some time.
Years sometimes.
Right. So the movie's called We Run These Streets. And it's a gang movie, you know, about, you know, Canada and the gangs and so on and so forth. So I was asked to be in the movie, which again, I mean, wow, this is, you know, a first for me. I've never acted. I've never been on TV or any of these things. I didn't know music would take me to these places, you know what I mean? So, a gentleman by the name of Ruckus. Yeah. Ruckus Films, you know, and I ended up, the 3 scenes, you know, was crazy. I ended up on a yacht. Yeah. I can't swim. So that didn't go all that well, okay? Yeah. The next scene I'm hitting the producer with a chair. Yeah. And he said, you know, just hit me over the back here with the chair. It's going to come apart. Well, I swung a little high. Yeah. I hit the man in the back of his neck and his head. And, man, this isn't going well. Get this guy off of the set. You know what I mean? So my third scene that I was in, I was part of a skinhead gang. Okay. In the movie. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody. Anyways, I had to collar Louis. Yeah. Right? So again, I'd never done this before. He said, collar Louis. Louis there sitting at the bar. You know, Louis, being Louis. And I had to walk over to him and collar him. Yeah. So the first time I collared him, you know, I was a little bit excited, you know. Yeah. The bright lights are shining on me and this and that. Yeah. The man said to me, hey, Pablo, mind how you collar me? I said, all right, I'm going to take it easy. Yeah. Right? So, I mean, I can remember a lot of funny times with Louis because when you're around Louis, I mean, it's pure jokes. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, real general. Rest in peace to the general. Yeah, you know? No, that's so crazy. There, I can't wait to see that movie. I really want to see, especially you acting in a movie. I didn't know that at all. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I can't wait for it either because I'm waiting for my royalty slice to come out. You know what I mean? So, come on, somebody got to say that, man. When it comes to the Canadian clash market versus the international clash market, how do you feel right now? How do you feel about the Canadian market and the international clash market? I mean, the Canadian clash market, Canada is the place to be. Okay. I mean, Canada in the clash scene, it's grown so much.
Yeah.
Again, in the past few years. Back in the 90s, it used to be very popular, and we used to all love it. You know, again, with the dances, we didn't care who was keeping the dances. From we heard that, you know, Jaro or whomsoever was here, and it's in a banquet hall out in the West End, we were there. You know what I mean? We love this music. We love the culture, so we want to see what's happening. You know what I mean? I feel like nowadays, some of it is about who's keeping the party or whose promotion is it, and so on and so forth, when it's so far away from that. But in Canada, I think that the business is growing on a rapid pace.
Okay.
That there's sounds being created every day. People's coming out with new sounds. Lots of dubs are being voiced. Lots of sounds. Lots of clashes are in the works for 2020.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a good look, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Versus the international now.
Yeah.
I mean, the international market on a larger scale, I think financially, just because the numbers of people, like for instance, if you go to New York, the numbers of people that would come out to an event like that may be a lot more than the Canadian numbers. Therefore, the finances may be different. But I mean, musically, I feel the quality of music is straight across the board.
Right across the board.
Definitely.
Because I remember one time when it came to the clash market, New York really had a stranglehold on it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. For a long time.
Yeah.
But I feel that, you know, Canada is definitely up to par, and Canadian sounds can compete with sounds from across the world.
Yeah.
Definitely.
When it comes to some songs that's your nemesis, who you put on the board right now?
Nemesis meaning?
As in either you kill them, they killed you back, or somebody that it's just anytime you guys are in one clash, this is going to be spicy.
It's going to be spicy.
Yeah.
Boy, I mean, I tell you. I mean, Outkast, again, was what there was a bit of a rivalry with Outkast, and I think that something might be missing in the business right now, too.
1,000% agreed.
Is a bit of rivalry, you know what I mean? In the beginning, I mean, there might have been a little bit of rivalry with Climax.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? In regards to the first Fully Loaded and the second. The third Fully Loaded we were in, I believe Climax did win that night. Yeah, we were eliminated. They said we played over a song. So, but the audio states different. Anyhow, still have to give respect for the opportunity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I believe Climax won that year. So there might be a bit of a rivalry there as well.
Yeah.
And in that sense, you know what I mean?
Which Canadian dinosaur haven't you clashed that you want to clash?
Dinosaur, I'd say, well, you know, I'd love to clash Super Fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I rate Super Fresh as a bad sound. I don't clash sound women I rate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. We say Fresh is who you'd really want to.
Sure, I'd love, Super Fresh for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, man, Fresh has been a bad song from back how long with when Steenie was on it those times from back then. Bad song.
Definitely.
International song, who is it that you would really want to clash right now?
International song, I got a clash coming up soon with Fargo.
Okay.
That's in March.
Yeah.
March 28th, actually. The clash is called Apocalypse. It's Royalty, Soul Survival, and Fargo.
Yeah.
So I've been in a few clashes with American songs. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've clashed Super Gold. I've also beat Cosmic.
Okay.
Cosmic Movements. That was the first time they came to Canada. We clashed them one-on-one. We beat them. We beat Yarid as well. You know what I mean? Another bad sound. Holy Pasang. We also beat a sound from Europe that came here, again, one-on-one. That was at Sankofa, named Insurgency Sound.
Okay.
Loaded again.
Yeah.
Lots of Marleys, lots of Busies, lots of bad songs.
Some real different set of songs that nobody would think to cut. These guys have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. The European style, I rate the European style. You know, they go hard. They go in a different lane sometimes as us.
Yeah.
I think the culture music is a little bit more respected.
For sure.
Let's say in Europe as versus North America.
For sure.
I know we're a real hardcore dance hall place. We love our culture music same way. You know what I mean? But otherwise from that, I mean, it's you can tell the style is different in the cutting, but it's the same reggae music that we love.
And you're 100% right on that. When it comes to international, where is it that Soul Survivor would like to go and actually clash and play out?
Well, I mean, we've had a few calls from New York, which we're hoping things will pan out. After the Delta Force clash recently, we got a few calls from New York. So we're hoping something's going to pan out in later end of the year.
Okay.
We're looking forward to that. Jamaica is a place that we've played, many times we've played in Jamaica. Never clashed in Jamaica.
Never clashed in Jamaica?
Never clashed in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be an honor to clash in Jamaica. That's something that definitely we would look forward to as well. You know what I mean?
That's big, big, big there, you know what I mean? Talking about Jamaica, who's your favorite dinosaur from Jamaica?
Sound clash-wise, Dinosaur, well, I'd have to give it to Ricky Trooper still. I can't go
I
with Killer.
knew 100% you were going to say that.
There's so many that I respect, though. I mean, from Jack, Black Scorpio to Jammies. There's so many that I have to give respect, because that whole era was such a great era that I think we all kind of learned from that era and got to love reggae music from that era, got us interested into the sound business. You know what I mean? So they're my trendsetter.
Yeah. No, for sure, because when it comes to the dinosaurs, we're talking about, man, like Trooper, Mataran, Babyface, we're talking so much of them.
Definitely.
Back then, it was such a different vibe. You know what I mean? Everything was just more, it felt more authentic back then than it does right now. Right now, it just feels like people are just, I have access, so I'm going to try a thing and do a thing. I'm going to put a gazillion songs in a laptop. You don't know how many songs I have. You don't know if I have 3 dubs or 3,000 dubs.
Right.
And let's see what happens.
Well, exactly. Again, I mean, I remember going to dances when we had a dub box with maybe 15 dubs in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember one time we played Kingston 11 Splash.
Okay.
In Cockburn Penn Primary School. You know, Kingston 11. Every artist you could imagine, Holy Sound, Stone Love, Exodus, Nuclear, and Alaska, and I believe Al Mataran did Dep on the Dance and didn't show that night.
Okay.
Stone Love, when Stone Love opened up them dub boxes, come I can't say box, you know, boxes, and them long like 45 bucks. And we all look and we all say, what? The whole of them are dub? Lot of mercy.
Yeah, because remember when it was, but that's what's so missing in this era. Because you remember when Jaro used to come up with Trooper. Trooper was the first and only person I seen used to travel with like 5 to 7 dub boxes.
Yeah.
And I mean, how does this guy know where all these songs, where all the dubs are?
It was amazing. A lot of the sounds, they would get bossy with it and line them out on the table.
Yes, and it was all a tactic, you know.
That time, no. Remember, said we can't do that, you know. Because we don't want it. Look how we are. So
our piles are going to be this big.
You see me?
Yeah.
A good all one. So we realized, say, you know what? We keep our arsenal in the box.
Yeah.
We keep the shot them in the clip.
Yeah.
And when we're ready for fire them, we fire them.
Yeah.
We weren't too bossy with it like that. But I noticed there was a lot of sounds that at that time period had many, many dubs over we. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just love the music so much, and I kind of had a fearless attitude, you know, that we're going to just go for it. You know what I mean?
You're right. 2020 is here. What could we expect from Soul Survival in 2020?
In 2020, well, I mean, there's so many things happening. We have Survival Records, which, you know, I'm producing some songs. I've been working with a lot of top quality artists like Yami Bolo, Junior Cat, and many others, you know what I mean? I have some songs as well from Sean Storm that I had produced that haven't touched the road yet.
What?
Yeah, we have a lot of songs in the catalog we've been working on. I mean, we also do promotions, so we keep parties as well, right? We have a big party coming up February the 29th. It's called From Then Till Now.
Yeah.
And it's a tribute to the living legends, you know what I mean? We feel like we have a lot of living legends amongst us as sound man, you know what I mean? That may not possibly get the respect or the top boat that them deserve. And these are the people that set the trends for us, you know what I mean? As selectors coming up, going to house parties, and I remember, you know, the Barry Cultures and obviously the Red Flames and the ones we've talked about, but the Soul Actions and all these sounds that had their own kind of vibe to them, but were top quality sounds at the time. You know what I mean? And you kind of look up to them and you say, yeah, you know what I mean? All them bounties and all these tunes and the swagger. It was a swagger as well. The way that
you understand
sound man dressed at the time. They carried themselves a certain way. Nowadays, you know what I mean, you see a man far with a clash in a sweatpants and these things. Them times, you know, man would bush out. You know what I mean? And there was an aura of a sound man. Being part of a team like that carried a respect and an honor. Nowadays, I feel like selectors kind of go from sound to sound, like nonchalantly almost.
And it's really nothing. Like nobody says, "Oh, hey, you jumped wrong." Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything anymore. And that's really what it comes down to.
Loyalty is few and far from. That's why I have to big up my team. You know? Because I have one of the greatest team in our business, may I tell you. I have to big up Blacks and Trixley and Vibes, you know what I mean? And Junior and Bigo. You know what I mean? Because any great sound or any great entity, even if you see a one person on the forefront, you know, so there's people involved to make that great. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, my respect to each and every one of me I work with, because God knows.
That's big right there. Something I didn't even get to ask you. When it came to being an MC in the Clash, what actually made you pick up a mic and say, you know what? Let me try my hand at this MCing, because remember, being an artist is totally different than being an MC.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, originally, like, you know, I said I used to be a selector, you know. From high school days, come straight up, I was a selector. I didn't want to talk the talkaphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times Spider said, yo, your voice bad pan the talkaphone, you fi talk. But me did scared. Me never want to talk the talkaphone. Yeah. The music me love, me did want to play the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So after years go by, a lot of people that was close-knit with the family and friends. One person I remember off the top of my mind was Lindo P.
Yes.
He would always say to me, yo, you need to hold the talkaphone, you know.
Yeah.
You see what I say, Kai, you have the knowledge, you know, and you have the experience, you know. So are you fit? And, you know, it played across my mind a few times until opportunity came amongst that I said, you know what, I feel like, say, I'm ready for step out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've done the selecting thing for a good while now.
Yeah.
I ventured into producing for a while, where I kind of got into the lab. And, you know, the lab was my focus, you know, from mixing and mastering down dubs and voicing dubs in our own studio to getting into the 45s, which is kind of a whole different world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when we started the studio, all that we had in mind was dub plates.
Yeah.
It was straight killing.
Yeah.
Couldn't see past that. You know what I mean?
You had no production in mind. That was not part of the deal.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
Many artists, including Junior Cat, said to me on a few occasions, we are cut them whole heap of dub for.
Yeah.
Why you know voice a 1-2-45? And I said to myself, you know, them time they are just killing alone upon my mind.
Yeah.
So me not really I watch that. As time goes by, as some of the greats, if you notice from Stone Love to Heatwave to, you know, the great Bobby Digital, they have sound systems, they evolve to become great producers and, you know what I mean, and put out great music for the people. So, you know what I mean? Stone Love, We Pow, again, they have their record label, you know what I mean? King Jammies, again, these are people that are sound man at heart, that love the business, the sound business and the Clash business and the sound culture on a whole.
Yeah.
And you know the word me I love.
Evolution?
Stop it.
Yeah.
To a point where they're producing music and putting music on road for the people. These are people that know music very well. Yeah. So again, these are great people to become producers.
You're 100% right, because when you really think about it, your knowledge of the business is so deep, and a lot of people don't really realize that. When they sit down and talk to you, it's like, oh, okay. You know what you're talking about, because you're coming from Studio One days and all this stuff, because I know that's where your heart is.
Definitely.
Studio One.
Definitely. The tie into Studio One was a bridge named S. Blank.
Okay.
See, him teach me about the producing aspect.
Okay.
He was the first one that I ever started a studio with.
Yeah.
So from grassroots, him show me. Now, his father is Tommy McCook, who played a lot of the Studio One rhythms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A multi-talented, I know he plays, I believe, the saxophone, plays many instruments, and he's on many of the Studio One productions. So, I mean, yeah, we love that music to the heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's so crazy. Pablo, it's always a pleasure just sitting down and vibe with you. Now, what's in your mind, a lot of people don't really get to see what's in your mind. You know what I mean?
Go muscle.
Yeah.
We're there same way.
You know how it goes. Who do you look up to in this business here?
In this business?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, as a sound clash you're speaking of, I mean, I would say Mr. Harper.
Yeah.
I would have to look up to Mr. Harper, you know what I mean? Kilimanjaro is a sound where from them have them studio.
Yeah.
From them time they're to juggling. A lot of people don't realize that Jaro juggle all the while, you know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not just Clash alone.
Yeah.
And Jaro Anniversary where they have whole heap of live artists and these things. So I respect that. I respect Father Paul. What a great businessman who take it to a level where, you know what I mean, a lot of people have to look and say, wow, you know what I mean? The sound is playing in different parts of the world on the same night. You know what I mean? Sound system-wise, great sound system, you know what I mean? So I would say internationally them. Here at home, there's so many. I would say Rosa is 1,000%. Definitely an icon that I've always respected. Also, Upsetter, Leslie.
Yes.
Upsetter.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Tipper Tone as well. The icons in the Canada business. You know what I mean? You rate the whole of them.
You know what you're talking about. That's so crazy. So crazy. Before I get you out of here, I got a 1 round called Rapid Facts. We go through it quickly, then we get out of here.
Let's do it.
All right? Let's do it. Okay. What's your favorite color?
Favorite color?
Yeah.
Blue.
Your biggest fear?
Biggest fear?
Yeah.
Why? Swimming.
Swimming. Okay. Favorite food?
Favorite food?
Yeah.
Why? Ackee and saltfish gotta be up there.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a cooker or a cleaner?
Why? I'd say a cook. Yeah, cooker, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I love to cook for myself.
Yeah. Got you. What's the last book you read or listened to?
The last book?
Yeah, you read or listened
to?
Yeah.
Well, a long time I read a book, Muscle, cause the way our time I fly right now, and everything digital, so me like to watch documentary more than read book,
You get it.
Because you see the thing now, when you watch a documentary, you get the full aspect of it. They can show you the history and you can hear it.
Yeah.
More than just for read alone.
That makes sense, definitely. What's your hobby?
My hobby? Oh, man. I mean, my hobby, it'd be probably the producing side of the music because I don't make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I make the money that I do make in the music business derives from the sound. So I haven't reached the aspect to make money off of the music that I produce yet. So I would more take that as a hobby, mixing music and in the studio.
Makes sense. I got 2 more in the rapid facts here. You prefer water or juice?
Water.
Water? Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Sweet. All right, that's the end of the rapid facts here. Floor is yours. Before we get you out of here, anything you want to say, anything you want to big up, anybody you want to big up, leave your contacts right here. Floor is yours, Pablo.
Man, I want to say respect to you, Muscle, you know what I mean? Because original cassette man I business, enough of the vibes where we used to drive in our car and listen, Remember you from Kingston Road days,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have, like I said, I have cassette in my box. We still mark 2-line music on it.
To this day.
And I love the elevation where you reach, brother, because I walk in here, so and it look like, me did checks, I'm a lawyer's office.
Big up.
The place, it is great to see you reach far in the business. This we like to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But basically, I just want to say to the people, we love the fans of Canada,
Yeah.
Canada has been good to Soul Survival sound, God knows. So I respect the people of Canada, you know what I mean? If you want to get in touch with Soul Survival for clash, for juggling, for production, you need dub plate mix down, any type of thing, you can get a hold of it. That's soulsurvivalent@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You can also find us on social media from Facebook to Instagram and
You're all
the
around.
rest.
Pablo, it's always a vibe. Always a vibe. The stories you've told, the people are going to love it. I learn a lot of stuff, and I've known you forever. I know you from Frosties.
Man, I'm telling
understand?
you. That's a
Frost.
long time ago, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Years,
Big
my
up
friend.
yourself, family.
And many more
All right?
years to go.
Same to you, family.
Respect,
all right?
General.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another 2-Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.2linemusichut.com.